This noodle is for educational purposes.
You are not allowed to hug it.
Oh, interesting.
Hello, tonight's stream is The Great Ace Attorney.
It's pretty great.
It's also the attorney. I'm sorry if it lags out a bit. That's just the limitations of my computer with running emulations.
Old man sounds.
You're right. Holmes and Watson, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This got Sherlock Holmes.
I'm not gonna question these things.
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't. Sherlock's awesome.
I'll be back. I'm just grabbing a water bottle.
Ah, snakes. I hate snakes.
Indiana Jones anymore. I hate snakes!
All the references tonight.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the beginning.
Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I meant to ask, did you want me to, like, send a message?
Yeah, I should
Or
probably
just
send
say
a
screw
message.
it?
Probably should.
Alright.
Ooh, another cutscene. Nanda.
Oh, is this Sherlock?
This is Sherlock, apparently.
Oh my god. It's steampunk Sherlock, I love it.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
ここに落ちているインクを使って書いたと考えられる。ロシア語。どうやら被害者はロシア人ということか。文字に全く乱れは感じられない。被害者は相当意志が強かったのだ。見たことのない妙な文字だな。筆跡はこのメッセージとは明らかに違う。いや、これはむしろ人種が違うと断言してもいいかもしれない。 札を貼ったのは犯行時間の直前、被害者自身だったようだな。ほう、これはこれは。一体貴様は何なんだ。好き勝手しやがって。そうです。海洋警察が到着するまで現場に手を触れず待つべきだ。
That won't be necessary.
どうやら今から5秒以内に証拠を犯人に紹介できそうだ。 バカを言うな。殺人現場だぞ。しかも奇怪な密室殺人だ。それでは密室の謎、その封印を解くとしましょうか。
まさかその中に犯人が。
Ooh, this is weird. We just start in a cutscene.
Also, that's the daughter, isn't it?
No. Oh, Susato Miko Nova. Yeah. The Sherlock Holmes. Ooh, now we're starting in the game. My head is pounding. What's going on? The room seems strangely noisy. Huh? I can't move.
Wait a no.
Whoa, what's this?
Oh, not this
Aren't these
again.
handcuffs? So you're finally awake.
Are we doing this again?
Even after we valiantly dragged you out of the wardrobe, you still refuse to wake up. You've got some damn guts. Oh.
What?
Guess I got caught after all. That's right. Looks like you underestimated the situation, you damned criminal.
What just happened?
All this time, no one suspected scum like you could have been hiding in the tiny wardrobe. I am sorry. At this point, it'd be best if you just come clean and confess your sins. Unless you're ready to cast out into the sea through that porthole. Alright, I'll tell you everything. Then please answer one question for me. I recognize that voice.
Oh, she does not look happy.
Why in heavens did you take his life? Sasato? Hold on a second. What do you mean, took his life? I apologize if it does look a bit, the sound sounds a bit laggy. That's just because of the emulator. Where is he?
I mean,
where's Sasuke?
Really, there's a slight delay between video and
Oh,
you speaking,
no.
but that's kind of to be expected.
Ha! There's a limit to how much you can feign ignorance. You murdered him with your own hands. You can't fool us. Huh?
Hey, did I call it? He does die. The mentor.
Huh? Kazuma. His corpse was just discovered a short time ago. He was found inside this cabin with the latch shut on in the inside.
And once again,
His corpse? Oh no.
Shit.
Don't
Wait,
start
Asogi's
giving us
corpse?
stupid excuses like, I'm still drowsy, so I
Hold on.
forgot.
Did you just say Asogi was the one that died?
Yes.
Damn it.
Asogi
I
is
mean,
dead?
I called it.
You called it?
I mean, you did,
That
but I was kind of
can't
hoping
be.
it wouldn't happen.
It's an Ace Attorney game. Your mentor usually will die.
Not
Then
wrong, but
these handcuffs are... I shall ask you once more. Why? Why did you take Kazuma's life? Please, answer me at once.
Music is probably just like, for fuck's sake, we
Ah! I can't shout that much, that loud. Thank
Can
you.
we just take a moment? Wait, is this gonna be like the first time someone's been framed for murder twice?
Oh
Half
yeah,
a month
this was-
ago. Should we really be doing something like this extreme? You're being smuggled into an international exchange student's cabin. Quite the thrill, don't you think?
What?
When that Russian sailor brought your carry-on luggage here, I swear I was going to die. He just threw me onto the floor with all the strength he had. Well, not me, per se, but the chunk I was stuffed in. Nevertheless, it's surprising. I never expected that you'd really fit into that trunk so snugly. You're much more compact than you appear. Shut up. I seriously thought my spine was going to snap. There are 50 days until we disembark on the shores of the Great British Empire. It'll be fine. You won't be found as long as you keep to yourself in this cabin. The sailors will definitely rip my head off if they find me. That's true. All the Russian sailors here are incredibly brawny. That aside, why are we keeping this a secret from your legal assistant? Legal assistant Mikotoba, you mean? That girl is on your side, isn't she? An introduction wouldn't hurt. I highly doubt she'd rip my head off, at least. If she were to find out about you, then she would become an accomplice to us. It'd be better for this secret to be kept between the two of us. If you say so. Now then. It's almost time for the next sailor to take his cleaning patrol.
I was gonna say, game. I think you're skipping the details of why this is happening, but this is probably what his request was at the end of the last chapter.
It might be cramped, but go hide in there. Compared to squeezing yourself in that trunk, this should be a breeze. Gee, if that sailor randomly decides to open the door, it's all over, you know. Come on, it'll be fine. If you're so worried, why not write "Do not open" on that piece of paper over there? Huh? Yeah, it's a bit laggy right now. Sorry about that. I'll paste it firmly on that wardrobe door there for you. Since then, it's been half a month. I would never have thought that something like this would happen en route to the British Empire. In any case, we'll drop you off at the next port. Until then, don't you dare try anything funny. You damned murderer!
Alright,
Please, hold on a second. Didn't I tell you already? Confess your crime. That's not what I was referring to. It's true that I was smuggled onto the ship, but I could never kill someone. You're the only possible culprit. Just give it up and accept your punishment. Susato,
I don't think she's gonna help you out there, bud.
please hear me out. Let me tell you what happened. Very well. There's something I need to ask you about as well. Susato's eyes
David,
are
where are
burning
you?
so fiercely.
I'm here.
I get
I
the
don't
feeling
see
that
ya.
I won't be waking up from this
Where?
nightmare.
Oh, are you playing Guild Wars yet?
Anyway, I should listen
Yeah,
to
I
what she
said I
has
was.
to say.
Oh, I didn't hear. Okay, let me get to my character.
Looks like we're doing this good old-fashioned investigation. That's really true.
Alrighty.
He was
Yeah,
murdered,
it's the sneaky snake.
Okay.
Okay, I'm coming.
and these
That's really
handcuffs
cool
are
that he
because
actually lifts up
I've
the
been
handcuffs in front of your
accused.
eyes.
Hmm?
It's really cool. Like they actually like lift up the handcuffs in front of you.
Yeah, accused under suspicion of murdering Asogi.
Jeff, where are you?
Kazuma was first discovered. This
I'm like
room
right
was
in front of the place we
completely
just
locked
finished
from
the
the
quest at.
inside.
Was it? Look at the map. Where is it?
Locked from the inside?
Salma waypoint.
It would have been impossible to enter the cabin. The door was latched from the inside. In other words, even if the culprit could have gained entry, they could have not escaped. What?
Yeah,
It follows that the killer was inside the cabin. It's the only conclusion that makes sense.
your friend did you either.
Would you like to raise any objections?
Are you in Castle
How
Hills?
could this be? So how on earth did he
I'm
die?
in Divinity Reach.
You just committed
Oh.
the crime this morning, and yet you intend to feign innocence?
Oh,
Please tell me,
just
I'm
finished the
begging you.
I forgot.
The cause of death is not yet clear, so they don't know exactly how he died?
There you
The ship's
are.
doctor is investigating, but he isn't adequately trained to perform autopsies.
With sneaky
Specific
snack.
details may have to wait until we reach the next port.
Wait, was it this
That
character?
means the
that I
body
used
has no
to-
obviously
or someone else?
obvious fatal
What level are you?
injuries. Yes, that's correct.
No, obviously fatal injuries.
What exactly happened here? Why
Poison
is someone's
again?
life taken from him?
Hang on,
I'm
BRB.
sure that you know the answer to that.
Ah,
After all, you were in here the entire time. You're right, of course, but
okay, I'm going to Shaymore Fields.
he would have always been up before dawn, ready to greet the morning with his daily training. I'll always be waiting for him outside this cabin. However, the usual routine didn't happen today. He never came out of his room. So by that time, Asogi was already... I tried knocking on the door, but there was no response. I was worried, so I decided to call for a sailor's help.
Okay.
The door's bolt was no match for his
So she
strength.
just
Several
broke
grown
open
men-
this.
It broke open,
But
Where'd you go?
and when we rushed into the cabin,
I'm
found
by the
Kazuma lying on the
Fields
floor.
waypoint.
Which one?
The Shaymore Fields waypoint.
Oh.
his body must have been lying there where that outline of tape is now. I was in the cabin, but still oblivious to everything that happened, so I must have been asleep inside the wardrobe the whole time. Allow me to make my stance very clear. I don't believe that sounds plausible. You think I want to believe that's what happened? Alright, I've told you everything I know. Now, it's your turn to speak.
Oh
Okay, I understand.
Right.
no. I don't
The
know.
back of my head is starting to throb again.
No, just go back to the waypoint.
Ooh.
Oh, ooh,
Stowaway.
all right, more stuff.
No, standing right next
To
to the
start
waypoint. You
with,
weren't there. I think we're
why
in
are you
different
even on
instances.
board the steamship in the first place? I'm certain I heard something about a stowaway earlier. Yes, well, that sounds about right. It's been half a month since we left Japan. I've been hiding
You
in this
over level.
cabin the entire time.
I did overlevel.
I wasn't aware. So you sneaked in behind Kazuma's back and hid yourself
Just
away in his
maybe back
cabin?
in the
No,
front of
no, it's
Divinity's
impossible
Reach,
for
I
me to
guess.
pull off something like that.
Probably be in the same.
I just like to
instance.
I point out, did
Yes,
she not
I
just have like the
suppose you're
same surprise expression Maya does? Or am I
Yeah.
crazy?
Yeah,
I'm at Duena Point.
she did.
Waypoint.
You where?
I'm at Duena.
Asogi was
Waypoint
actually the one who
inside
asked me to come
Divinity's
along.
Reach.
He wanted us to travel to the Great British
I
Empire
don't have
together.
that. I have Salma. Oh, Dwayna.
Okay.
Kazuma asked
No,
you
I-
to do that?
Come here.
Can I ask what his
Oh,
reason
yeah.
was? That's something that even I'm not sure of. Even you aren't sure?
Okay. Oh, I see you.
Yay. Okay. Let me see if I can
Hey,
add you. Yeah,
tell me
there
why
we go.
already?
What the
Why
hell?
go this far just to take me along to the
What?
Great British Empire?
Okay, let's go. Lead the way, Jeff.
I've been
Hold on.
thinking about it for a
Okay.
while now, ever since the end of that trial. I know you heard me when I said to you then, you're meant to be an attorney. Yeah, I remember. But you weren't really being serious, were you? You've got the talent. I guarantee it. Well, I don't plan on becoming an attorney, whether you think I'd be any good at it or not. Well, that's something you have to decide for yourself. London
How do I
is in the
compare-
vanguard of the modern world. It's a bustling metropolis
what?
of culture.
How do I check
There's
my
no
character
harm in
again?
seeing the world for yourself,
H.
is there?
H.
Of course not. That
I'm
much
a-
Dude,
goes
I'm
without
level
saying.
10.
Remember I used some kind of
Truth be
scroll
told,
to
I also have
level up a few
selfish
times
reasons
because I
for
wanted
going
to
through with this.
use my second-hand weapon.
If
Yeah.
you were to become an attorney,
But it's
Someday.
fine. You'll catch up. Where'd you go? Oh, you can
I
try.
went to Shaymore Fields.
Yeah, there's
someday.
There's-
What?
Okay.
there's definitely like another reason why he was going to Britain.
Never mind. It's nothing.
Because they mentioned that a few times now.
Mm-hmm. That's true. There was a certain subject that Kazuma often spoke about to me. I want
Where
to
are
change
you?
Japan's judicial system,
I'm
he would
at-
say.
Orchard Waypoint. Oh, wait, never mind.
Spirit
No,
of
you
justice.
found it. You were hiding out into the waypoint.
Perhaps he
I
wants
said
to carry out that
Shaymore
mission with you at his side.
Yeah, but
Yes,
Shaymore
that might
Fields
be
has like
possible.
2 waypoints.
I'm very curious as to what
Never.
his true motivations were.
Oh, sorry. It's called the Fields Waypoint.
Yeah.
While we're
Yes.
talking about that, his eyes, they seem dark in a way that I've never seen before.
We're literally gonna have like 0 problems with anything here.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry that we didn't get to tell you about the stowaway situation. Well, this is Kazuma we're talking about. I'm sure he didn't want me to have anything to do with it, instead of being an accessory to the crime. You're absolutely right, just as we both expect from him. What do I have? Oh, I have... oh.
Do not open seal.
It's the do not open seal poured my heart and soul into scrawling out. I'll never forget the feedback Asogi stoically offered me when I wrote it. Come on, do you honestly think Russian sailors will be able to read that? We'll sure at least get the point across. That's what we went after we put it on. Maybe just creepy considering how long it took someone to actually open it.
Ooh, a dungeon.
If you really aren't the culprit, then allow me to ask you a question. What happened in this cabin last night? Well, I don't really remember. Last night, Asogi brought me his meal to me in the cabin, as usual. And after that, I climbed into the wardrobe for the night, as usual. And then I assumed you fell asleep. Yeah.
TBH kind of regretting going mage.
So you mean to
Yeah.
tell me while someone murdered
Yeah.
Kazuma, you were sound asleep?
I like Thief.
Yes.
wanna try that?
That's how I remember it.
Very good class to start off with.
Might just like do.
I know how
might just be, like, a
suspicious it
brute
sounds,
force
but
thing
I
and
swear
smash
it's the
stuff up.
truth.
Huh?
I
When I
don't know.
finally did wake up, I found myself in
If you want,
handcuffs.
you can try making a new
And on
character.
top of that, for
It won't
some odd
take much.
reason, my head
It's
has
still gonna
been
take a while to
throbbing.
level up though. Huh?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Is something the matter? No. Everything is fine. Anyway, you have to believe me. I'm not the real culprit. Trust me, it's not as if I don't want to believe you.
Oh, okay. It's just
But I
dead.
can't think of any other
Yeah.
way that this
You
crime
want-
could have
No, Jeff,
committed,
don't go
been
that way.
committed.
Go to the middle. The
I,
island.
Don't worry, it's Ace Attorney. There's always another way.
I figured.
Why, Asogi? Why did you have to die like this? I have to do something. Don't move a muscle.
Oh, we've already been here.
Yeah.
As the
we
culprit,
explored it.
you are forbidden to leave the scene of your crime. I'm not going to accept that.
But
He
this
was
time
murdered,
it's-
and I wasn't able to do a thing to help him. Do you honestly think that I could just sit around here and do nothing? And just what exactly do you intend to do?
I like my sword.
I'll investigate his death from the start to finish, as thoroughly as I can. I'll investigate who killed him. I'll investigate how and why they killed him. So please, excuse me. Oh! What in the world? That was the Sasato Toss. Sasato Toss? I don't think I've heard of this move. Just she was upside down for a second.
She just flipped him. Oh my god.
In that case, prove it to me. Prove what? If you are truly innocent, then show me your evidence. But how can I do that? Have you already forgotten? Not long ago, you were acting as your own defense on trial. Oh, so that's it. I'll need to present some decisive evidence. I need to get Sasato on my side. I'll need to show her evidence. What evidence will prove my innocence?
Well, considering we have a whopping 2 pieces of evidence in our possession,
let's do the school. Let's do the school badge. Well, to begin with, I would like for you to take a look at this. It's not in my nature to be smelled like sloppy evidence. Oh, I tried. Apparently, I'm going to have to throw out something more decisive than this, or else I'm going to get thrown onto the floor again. What an interesting look in your eyes. They tell me that you have not yet enough of being...
Can't get over the stupid
No.
jet.
I've had enough. Please, let me try one more time. Oh, shoot.
Oh, I love
Alright,
escort
I guess I'm doing
missions.
this.
Yeah.
When you discovered me earlier,
Escort the bomb.
did you find this
Actually, I
stuck
have
on the
the
wardrobe
ability
over there
to
by
scale.
any chance? Why, yes, I do recall something like that. You see, whenever I went to sleep, Osogi would always paste this on for me. It was meant to keep the sailors from opening the wardrobe.
Can I just mention you're
And,
still
of
upside
course,
down?
Last night was no different.
yeah, we know.
Oh! Now that you mention it,
Talking
just
to
before we found you, you pulled off the very seal that you speak of. If I was the criminal, then in order to enact my crime, I would have to tear off the seal as I exited the wardrobe. Indeed, there would be no other way. In other words, it would be impossible for me to be his murderer. Even when you're down on your back. I can see why Kazuma thought so highly of you. If it is alright with you, would you kindly help me up then?
Okay, the camera angle is right again.
Very well. In light of this new information, I will allow you to investigate the scene as you wish. So thank you very much. Have I cleared my name then? No. What? Not yet. It's still possible that you used some sort of strange sorcery to reattach the seal. Sasato, what kind of person do you think I am? First of all, let's thoroughly investigate the scene. I will accompany you. Got it. Let's do this! Please, do not misunderstand my intentions. As I said, my doubts are not yet entirely resolved. What? To make sure that you do nothing to vandalize the crime scene, I will be observing you closely. Do not dare use any strange sorcery to get rid of any evidence you might find. Alright. All sorcery aside, my first objective is to begin examining this cabin. I hope you're watching. I will avenge you! Here we go. Oh, so it's not using the new menu. It's actually a really old menu. It's the old menu.
Now, is this like the exact same menu we've had for like a while?
Well, no. Starting in Dual Destinies, they changed up the menu. Remember?
How so?
Well,
Yeah, we did the thing.
well,
So that looks...
well, no. This is like this menu style has been seen since
okay.
like up to the old game, up to Dual Destinies.
That's like first game, dude.
This was like first game style. Like if you look at Dual Destinies, the menu has
I could swear Dual Destinies have the same layout too, though.
Okay, way to go, John.
similar but very different.
What was different about it? Because I actually don't remember.
It's hard to say, but like,
Yeah.
Yay!
let's go examine stuff.
Yay!
Did he write
Alright.
this? Judging by the color, I think
Training.
this message was written in using ink. When he collapsed, he must have jostled the desk, causing the bottle of ink to fall. Then he dipped his finger and spilled ink and wrote out his last message. It must have been a terrible way to die. Oh, how heart-wrenching. Where have I seen this before? Dual Destinies. Was he trying to leave us a clue as he took his last breath? I'm so sorry. I just can't read this message. That's probably because its symbols are not written in Japanese. What in the world? What language are they in, then? I'm afraid that I have no clue myself. I've never seen letters like these before. Where are they from? What do they mean? Ah, come to think of it. What is it? Whenever I examine things, I feel as though my vision becomes too narrow. Uh-oh. That can't be a good sign. I'm sure you are already aware of this, but... you can use the left and right buttons on the bottom screen to look around. Let's make sure not to miss a single corner during our investigation. Yes, you're right. That's exactly what I've been doing. I think my vision just narrowed a bit. Ooh. So yeah, it's like the same. It's like the...
Okay.
Alright, let's examine my thing. It's been half a month since we left Japan. And all this time, you've been crammed into that wardrobe? Can you refrain from saying the word crammed? Please, pardon me. Let's say you enjoyed the voyage from the comfort of your own personal hiding place. Well, I had to stay hidden since we had no idea where sailors might enter when sailors might enter. The reason I was crammed inside with the wardrobe for that's the reason I was crammed inside the wardrobe for most of the trip. Of course, I was stuck there all through the night as well. So because of that, you didn't wake up during the murder. It hurts so much to think about it. I believe that's an air duct. It's a sort of hole that keeps air in the cabin circulating instead of getting stale.
What?
But this seems pretty mysterious. Mysterious in what way? This air duct. It obviously leads through the wall and into the cabin next door. Yes, you appear to be right. But if you wanted fresh air, wouldn't it just be better to have the air duct connect to the outside? Yes, that makes sense. Maybe it's to avoid having rain blown into the ship if a raging storm approaches? Huh, maybe that's it.
You can examine a little.
I know what this is. It's an apparatus known as a call bell. It's an apparatus? Indeed. I've seen them in books about the culture of the Great British Empire. They're used in other countries. You pull the rope to ring the bell, and then a servant appears. When you say it like that, it sounds just like sorcery. Let's try ringing it. Yes, let's do it. As part of research in Western culture, of course.
God damn it.
I wonder if nobody came because we're Japanese.
Oof.
No, don't be silly. I'm sure everyone just has their hands full right now.
But there's still another. Yeah, fuck. Who cares?
Kazuma must have spent last night reading and writing at this very desk.
Yeah, I hate that quest.
His London travel journal. Left incomplete before he could even make it there.
It's repeatable, but I don't know.
Apparently the last sentence on the final page was left unfinished. Does this mean the incident occurred while he was in the middle of writing this entry?
Yeah,
Let's read it. It might contain a clue.
Alright.
You mustn't do that! Even if the owner is lost to us, you can't just read someone else's journal. It's improper. But for all we know, there might be something important written inside. Alright, fine. I won't read it.
Make him complete all
I
the
have a feeling we better get used to the flips.
If you go onto your
It's
map
not as
and
if I
go
actually
over
wanted
the
to go
little
prying into
portion
Asogi's
to the
personal
left,
belongings, but I also know that we need to find as many clues as possible
that's not
for
done
his
yet.
sake.
Sorry?
If you go over to the map and wave your mouse over the little Queensdale thing at the top
Who is
left,
that man?
Wait,
He
wait a
wasn't
minute,
here a
what?
moment ago.
I'll show you what you haven't done.
What?
From the looks of it, he's clearly a European. Ah,
Sherlock,
over there.
what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't have that.
Yeah,
You don't?
you noticed him too,
No.
Susato? That's a
Um,
spit. I mean, that tall gentleman.
To the right of the map, how far can you
Now,
see?
this is a
read name
surprise.
off of the map?
No. Could it be that
Hold on.
you don't know who this gentleman is? No, I'm not acquainted with any foreign gentleman. He gives off a very strange aura. It's clearly different from all the other sailors.
No, whatever.
I can't tell if he's been inspecting Otsugi's desk or just playing with it. Oh, come then. Let's hear what he has to say. Am I imagining it, or did Susato's eyes just light up? Oh, by the way, you may have already realized this, but when you touch a person with the cursor, you can talk with them. Alright then, let's go talk to the suspicious. I mean, that tall gentleman over there. Right. Examine. Excuse me? Excuse me! Could you spare a moment for your time? Quiet! I'm in the middle of something big. Maybe
I'm going
we
to the
should leave him
crossing,
be. Yeah, if you have a
crossing
feeling that
quickly.
this could turn out into trouble fast. I
Okay.
suppose so, if that's what you think is best.
There we go.
Greetings! So sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh god.
Excuse me? Can I ask what you were doing with the Sogi's desk just now? I see, so that's what's going on. Huh? What exactly do you mean? I feel like I'm being heavily scrutinized. It appears that
yes,
I've
you are.
uncovered the whole truth of the matter. My flawless reasoning whispers the truth of all things.
Point of
You've-
interest!
Yes, that's it.
Yay, very interesting.
You've returned here from Afghanistan and quite recently at that.
Oh god, why?
No.
What?
Beat up with a stick.
And on your way to a foreign country, you found yourself facing a predicament. Well, he's not wrong about that part. How in the world?
What the heck is this?
What?
Oh,
this
that's
is
a-
a scale.
How in the
That's a
world did you
player.
come to know all of that?
Oh yeah.
Is that what you mean to ask? Please, this is but a rudimentary
Run.
reason. Nothing for me to bother explaining.
Who's not happy?
Is there perhaps anything else you might know? Oh yes, but of
Moment.
course, countless things, countless. Take, for example,
What awakened remnants?
your true identity is that of a Russian refugee, a most cruel and heartless revolutionary. You've killed 16 people so far, and you plan to go to Britain to blow up the Crystal Tower.
If you want, we can
What?
go fight them. They're like mummies.
However, in order to hide your identity,
Nah, that's fine.
you murdered the man with the headband.
Oh,
do you want
harpies.
some hero points?
Well, I suppose that just
What?
about sums it up.
Do you want hero
Come now,
points?
there's no
This
reason to
thing
hide
that
your
helps
crimes.
get more
You know it
skills.
to be futile.
That's fine. Oh. Wow, I actually thought we were dead.
This is sort of a long shot, but were you
Cow,
talking about
cow.
me just now? Of course I was talking about you. Tell me, do you see any other
right
Russians
here, let's
capable
go.
of assassinating 16 people?
What?
It's the undead. The
I'm
awakened.
definitely not capable of doing that
That's
either.
what's happening.
Yay!
I was right all along.
Everything.
The one who stole Kazuma's life was you, Naruto.
What the shit?
Um,
Susato?
And on top of that, you're a revolutionary as well. How insolent! How shameless! Hey now, like I said, top.
Ah. All right, new drinking game. Take a shot every time Susato gives you a flip.
The time is at hand now. What is your defense against these claims? I give up.
Hey, we killed stuff.
Yay!
There's more coming.
Oh, my apologies. I did not mean to disgrace you.
Go, puppies, go.
No matter how you slice it, there's no way I could be a Russian revolutionary. I'm so sorry. As for you, how could you carelessly fire off so many irresponsible, far-fetched theories? And yet, did I not speak the truth?
Okay, if I
On
know
your
who
way
thinks
to a
that
foreign
whenever
country,
Sherlock
you
does
found
that, he looks like he's about to
yourself
bust some
facing a
sick rhyme.
I know, right? Well, that much is true, yes.
Damn it! I don't know what's happening.
See? How's that? What do you make of that?
There's not really much you need to know.
If you
just
really
need
want to
kill
know
stuff.
what I make of that,
Silly John.
it's a fact that this ship is headed to Britain. And that I'm cuffed here at the crime scene. That's not really a theory.
Champion too.
It goes without saying, as the phrase goes. And so it does. That is precisely the principle of reasoning. Try to say it. It all goes without saying. Aloud. It's an unexpected, and mysterious effective. And most mysteriously effective. Right. So then, who exactly are you? Ah, yes. I have delayed my introduction long enough. I am the man known around the globe, the world's greatest and most famous detective. Oh, yes, for I am the famous Sherlock Holmes. A pleasure to meet you.
We did it!
Well, there you go. There's Sherlock Holmes,
Yay.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yay!
Oh my
What did
god.
we do?
Oh, I
We
knew
killed
it.
stuff.
You're the real Holmes in flesh.
So pretty much what's
But
going
of
on
course,
is in a
I am
faraway
the
place called
Sherlock
Bologna,
Holmes
it's like a
in the
desert
flesh.
area. There's this mummy king named
So,
Joka.
Susato, do
Andrew,
you
have you ever
happen to
actually
know
read
this man?
Out of curiosity, Andrew, have you ever read Sherlock Holmes?
Not read, but I've seen. I know who the hell Sherlock Holmes is.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
like,
because I was gonna say, like, as a comment, Sherlock Holmes in the books was always like a little eccentric, but holy shit, I think they just like cranked it up to 11 for this.
well, I mean, I have seen Sherlock Holmes starring Robert Downey Jr. So, and I know
Yeah.
how
And that's kind
eccentric
of
that
crazy
is.
too.
So, I'm not surprised. Of
Rude.
course I do. Everyone in the world knows who the great detective is. All of a sudden, I feel like I've been cut off from the rest of the world. In any case, we should listen to what Mr. Holmes has to say.
Where
We'll be
am
sure
I
to find out the
going?
truth in this instant, no time
You're
with his help.
going to the edge of the map.
Got a really
There's
bad
not really
feeling
much
about
here.
this.
Well, there's a cave up ahead, but
Hey, some big scary thing.
what big scary thing?
That.
Oh, that
so
you
you're
don't
a
want to
great
take that on.
detective, and you
I
said
have
your
I have a
name
guy who's level
was-
32 with me.
Hold on, give me a sec.
Not gonna help, Jeff.
Yeah.
Because I'm a higher level in this area, I'm just they cap my level to level 11. Don't fight, we'll die for sure.
Oh, cool! I can just do that now.
Oh, it actually caps you.
I just
Oh,
wanted
it does.
to turn that on.
Yeah, it caps me. But yeah.
Okay.
Copper.
Precisely, a great detective indeed. I am the famous Sherlock Holmes. Alright, well then, the Sherlock Holmes. No. There's no need to
think it's
say
cast shit
the
in
each
water.
time. Mr. Holmes is more than adequate. If
That's
you're
actually
interested in my escape
Yeah.
is peaked, then I would recommend you read this.
I'm mining underwater.
The Strand Magazine. This is a popular entertainment publication in Great Britain. Rest assured, Mr. Holmes, I've imported every issue from Great Britain without fail.
No,
Yeah,
I don't.
totally
have-
Maya.
Oh, you didn't get
It
mining
says The
tools.
Adventures of
Okay,
Sherlock
yeah,
Holmes
yeah.
right here.
Fine.
So basically, you're a character in this book. Precisely, you hit the mark. So he's so engrossed in this book that he actually believes he's the great detective.
Yo, I'm playing Guild Wars.
I can tell by your face, but
Nope.
you misunderstand. I am not as self-deluded as I might seem. The truth, in fact, is completely the opposite. Opposite? You see, and this is a series of stories about my adventures, as written by my biographer.
More fighting.
Right, your biographer. Indeed.
Toxic
Presently,
ooze!
Dr. Watson is back in London looking out for
Meteor
a file.
shower!
Dr. Watson?
Isn't Dr. Watson dead?
About that.
Thanks to the popularity of this book, the Doctor has been incredibly busy as of late. As have I. I've returned from Asia, where I solved the mystery surrounding a cursed royal crown. I can't tell if he's joking or serious, but either way, that sounds terrifying. To me, deduction is everything. Simply put, it is the art of pure logic.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Pure logic?
Oh no, Jeff, I'm
Art?
down!
Oh, sorry. Art?
Oh, that's
A
probably
great
a bad
observer
thing.
of men does not allow even a single reaction to slip by unnoticed.
Run, Jad!
A slight change in the line of
Live-
sight or facial
Live
muscles, a
faster!
person's very matter of conduct,
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yay, I survived!
their fingernails, their sleeves, the wrinkles in the clothes, all of this is vital information. I see. A great observer can synthesize all of that information together in a single instant.
Jad's the MVP of this whole game.
And the logic gleans from his conclusions will allow him to find the one and only truth. Indeed, you saw these very powers at work earlier. He's got some nerve being able to say that while looking at me right in the eye. Yes, an extraordinary observer, a formidable logician, and the greatest detective alive. That is him, and he is me, Sherlock Holmes!
Oh my fucking god.
Tear the poster down.
Have you heard of anything in
I
regards
wasn't
to
sure what
that?
Sherlock was gonna be like in this game. It's just kind of great.
Yeah. My, have I heard anything?
Oh, we've been here
Well,
before.
I only drew
Yep.
out
Do you want me
the
to take you somewhere
culprit
you
lurking in
probably
this
haven't
cabin and discovered
No.
what he was
been? You haven't
hiding.
done- No? Okay.
Go myself.
You do realize that you're speaking with the great detective
Oh,
Sherlock Holmes, right? I do, yes.
Dance on the fire.
Wait. He's the one to blame for the mess I'm in. This morning, after I realized that something was wrong in the cabin, I called for the sailors' help in opening the door.
Crafting.
Yes,
So,
the sailors set themselves to
There's
their work,
tailors,
and the great
jewelers,
detective
armorsmiths.
baited his
It's up to
breath.
you what you wanna do.
That's right, it was I, Sherlock Holmes, who found you at the scene of the crime.
Master Chef.
And dare I
Yeah,
say, those
okay, good.
handcuffs complement with you quite nicely.
A tailor applies to you because they make cloth armor and you wear cloth armor.
Well, whatever else may happen.
I can't
Two
buy
truths
cloth
dawned upon
armor.
me at that moment in time.
Well, you can't. You have to
Two
craft.
truths? Ooh,
Really?
more. Ooh!
Ooh,
Craft it or
lot
buy it
more.
or do quests and you
Two
pick up
truths.
armor.
Mr. Holmes,
Uh.
can you elaborate, please? What are these two
Sure, you might be
truths
able to buy something from
while
the
you were
armorsmith too.
in this cabin?
Like here. There's some stuff.
Let me be more precise. There are two truths that I pieced together in a single instant. Let's put it that way. I see. Please, tell me more. Very well.
We're in here.
Huh?
The
Where?
two truths I've deduced
What?
from the state of the cabin.
armorsmith?
1. The culprit could have escaped as it was locked the room incident.
Right here. Where the hell?
And 2. The victim was Russian, and he was killed after
there we
falling
go.
out of his after falling out with his comrade. Please hold on for a moment. Why Russian?
Oh,
Why,
Russian
that's
writing.
easy enough. The message she left behind by the victim on the floor. Take a look. It means Russian and wardrobe. It means wardrobe. It's Russian. It means wardrobe in Russian. Kazuma wrote his dying message in Russian? In his final moments, his native tongue was the first to come to mind. Thus, he is Russian. Asuya is Russian now? Initially, I worked under the assumption that the culprit's name was Wardrobe. However,
God damn it.
his name is Wardrobe, everyone. Let's get that out there.
Hello, everyone. My name is Wardrobe. Hi, Wardrobe.
Out of precaution, I opened the actual wardrobe in order to verify the situation for myself. And that was where Naruto was sleeping, right?
Jeff, did you get
Just
my
so.
mail?
Inside was a slumbering Russian and the true
Hold
culprit.
on.
In other words, you! Gee.
Why are you Russian now,
Are
Andrew?
there any other Russians I need to know about?
Because Sherlock's being an idiot.
Oh, okay.
You
That
were
should
wearing
make
the same attire as the victim. Ergo. You were comrades. Ergo. There's Ergo. There's Ergo. If memory serves, that is certainly the type of clothing that Russians are known to wear. What? The student uniform has actually been Russian clothing all this time?
Oh, there's the stupidity of Ace Attorney that we've all come to know and love.
I'm absolutely sure that the detective's memory is dead wrong there. Ah, yes. I took a photograph earlier to avoid the tampering in the words of the floor. This is a photograph taken of the victim's corpse before it was transported out of the room. By that time I opened my eyes, he was already gone. This is my first time seeing him in this state with my own eyes. Are you alright, Naruto? Yes, I'll be fine. Crime scene photo has been filed in the court's record. Oh, that's right. Mr. Holmes? Yes? What do you need? Speaking of Russia, didn't you say earlier that I'm a Russian and I'm a refugee and a cruel revolutionary or something? Ah, yes, that was the truth whispered by my logic. Could you maybe elaborate about that seemingly careless whisper? Of course, gladly.
Of course he speaks Russian.
Sorry, I'm not speaking Russian. I'm just gonna say.
Wait!
Like I said, I'm not Russian.
Stuff that might give you gear. Okay.
About that earlier theory of yours, the one that's about me. On a journey to a foreign land with a predicament facing you. Is that the one? Yes, that's right. Please explain all of the other parts of what you said to me. The Russian refugee, the revolutionary, and the assassination of the 16 people. Ah, that. Well, it's a simple theory, truthfully.
Hey, try again!
Here's this morning's newspaper.
Yeah.
The front page headline
It's
reads
like
as follows.
Chinese New Year or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Revolutionary Dmitry Demiglaski flees Russia, believed to be en route to Shanghai. This shape made port in Shanghai yesterday, and last night a Russian was killed. Since when did this hoodie turn into a Russian? Kazuma may have been mistaken for a Russian to the words he left on the floor.
Wait, you guys are actually trusting the kind of shit that this guy's saying?
No, it's the characters in this game. Therefore, in conclusion, the culprit of this crime must be the heartless revolutionary. Having his own identity exposed in paper, he murdered his fellow refugee. In summation, you are he, Mr. Dmitry Demiglaski himself. No. I mean, first of all, we don't even look remotely similar. Look at his face. Then look at mine. Well, nonetheless, the fact remains that you are the terrible revolutionary.
Problem number 2, he's not Russian.
After all, isn't that likely a revolutionary that would have revolutionized his own face? That's your argument? By the way, your name isn't listed on the passenger list from the embarkment either. Well, he's right about that part. I am a stowaway at all. So then, what about the killing of the 16 people and this Crystal Tower business? Ah, right. The fact is, all of the information contained within this front page article. Your true occupation and your nefarious deeds, my good fellow, I know them all. Dmitry Demiglaski himself has quoted saying all of these things. There can be no doubt. So, a revolutionary willingly agreed to do an interview for a newspaper? Wait, so what about the first thing you said? The part about returning from Afghanistan? That too is written here, clear as day. It states that you've just returned from a string of destructive acts in that country. Honestly,
What?
I've never ever heard of this Afghanistan. Oh, how rude of me. Allow me to give you this newspaper as a sign of our acquaintance. Alright, thank you.
Okay.
I've already finished reading it, after all. And discarding it would be so troublesome. Revolutionary article has been filed in the court record. Come to think of it.
Wait a minute.
Would you like, let's go,
Check that for a second. No, hold on. I swear I just read it said defecting.
Fine, I'll skip this. I'll skip all the text I'm saying.
David, I don't know where
you
I'm
didn't
going.
have to. You could have just kept going, but
Hang on, let me
What
harvest
is this?
tree.
No?
yeah, defecting.
Don't go
Defecting
there.
from
That's a
Russia
higher
to-
level area. Wait.
Well, too bad. We're not reading that paper, I guess.
What's this?
So that portal leads
On
to the
the
next
back?
map area, which
Feel
is
free to read it
Crescent
if you wish. Who knows?
Ew.
You might just become a Russian connoisseur.
Hills. There you go.
A Russian newspaper. Huh? Too
No,
bad
wait,
I
I've
don't know how
got
to read
stories
it.
here.
But since
Okay,
I already
let's
have
read
it,
the
I
stories.
might as well take a look at it, the article in the back.
Oh, did you open the mail I gave you?
Yeah, I did.
Yay!
Well,
Did you open the
well,
stuff
seeing
that's
as how
in
you
the
said
mail?
it himself.
Yes.
Since he asked,
I think so.
Did you get any good gear?
Mate.
Or okay gear?
did you know
No, I just
something?
got
though,
silk
Hilda?
scraps.
No, I was just wondering what this article in the back was about.
There's other stuff that are like
I
containers.
haven't
that
the
gave
slightest
you. If
clue.
you
I
open
can't
them, you
read a
get
single
stuff.
letter. I can't read it either, but judging from the
Oh.
feeling I'm getting from this photo, it looks like it might be about some sort of beautiful ballerina. Yes, she is quite beautiful. This is perhaps the kind of woman that strikes your fancy? I'm not sure how to respond to that. You have quite the discerning eye for the article to catch your attention. Eek! If I may, allow me to explain what the article is about.
Got nothing I could use.
Please do, he just
Really?
popped out of
Okay,
nowhere.
sell it then.
This article is about a
Okay,
disappearance
thanks.
that occurred at some point last night. Beautiful flower on the prestigious Novovich Ballet Company goes missing. A lone girl was found missing during a ballet performance in Shanghai. It was a beautiful young ballerina named Nikolmina Borshevich. There you go. It's hard to remember the names of these Russian people. It says that she disappeared from her dressing room, still wearing her costume, which apparently included tiara set gems with gems valued at 20,000
Oh
rubles.
my god, I've got so much shit.
How much money is that? 20,000
Then you
rubles.
can go sell it
I wouldn't be
somewhere.
able to even begin to guess,
Yeah,
but
me too.
surely it's more money than we could possibly
Yeah, me
dream
too.
of.
Forget money.
Sudata's eyes are shining. Since the tiara is property of the ballet, the owner is out on the brink of losing his mind. Well, can't say I blame him. In order to retrieve both Miss Nikomina and that tiara, the ballet company is requesting search warrants for all vessels that are heading towards Britain. Might it be that she's defecting as well? It's starting to seem like defection is Russia's specialty. Virgo, you shouldn't say things like that. Missing ballerina has been filed. Well, we're not gonna explore the front part of this because it's useless.
Why not?
It's useless.
Alright.
By the way, you were inspecting Sugi's desk earlier, weren't you? Sugi? Ah, right. The victim. Was there anything that stood out to you? Take a good look at the desktop. The victim appears to have been writing something. This is his London travel journal, and that's his handwriting too. Oh, but I don't think it's respectful to read through it someone's journal right after they've passed. My. You should have spoken up before I read it. What? So you already read it through it? Of course. Despite my appearance, I can read basic Japanese quite well. Is that so? I think he's about to feel the wrath of a Susato toss.
Nope, she's not gonna do it.
Aren't you going to give the great detective a Susato toss for that? Goodness, whatever are you talking about? This is so unfair. I agree. I agree.
Welcome to the attorney life, bud.
All other matters aside, regarding the victim's journal,
Oh my god! I found blood!
the last sentence appeared to suddenly stop halfway through. What could he have been in the middle of writing? Could you
Pause
perhaps
it.
enlighten me? Huh?
Huh?
But didn't you just say you could read Japanese?
Where do I actually go to pause it?
So
So I did,
open up your
but
inventory,
like I said,
and there's
only
a
the
little
basic
gear at the
symbols.
top right
For example,
corner of it. Click on it.
I can read the word
and then
Oh,
you
got it.
harakiri. How's that?
Got it.
Impressive, isn't it? Impressive, isn't it?
It's probably not a good thing to know about.
Yeah, I got it.
If you say so. But this writing is filled with kanji characters. I wasn't able to read a single one of them.
Oh, I actually feel his pain so much.
His bragging didn't amount to much
Kanji's
at
a
all.
bitch to learn.
Excuse me. May I? If you'll allow me to see it, then I can read it for you. Ah, yes then. Please. Well, by all means.
Oh, that's classy.
There are 2 sentences written on the last page of the journal. 1 hour and 23 minutes after midnight, I heard a sound like a low whistle. A whistle? Intriguing. Please continue. And the other sentence, 1 hour and 35 minutes after midnight, I saw a spec band at the air
What,
duct.
David?
A
You
spec
can also
band?
remember how you couldn't
I
mine
wonder
there,
what
right?
that means.
Yeah, yeah. No, I already
Stuff
have
with
about some of that stuff.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I've
Cool.
never heard of it
Have you
before.
equipped them?
How about what?
Have you
At
equipped
the air
them?
duct?
Yes.
I would suspect.
Cool. Nice. Alright, where do we go?
Must have been none other than the air duct which
I
connects to
don't
the adjacent cabin.
Look at your map.
Jason
Is there
Cabin,
a
huh?
store?
Guess we're going this
Journal.
way!
Okay.
Oh, looks like we're done talking with him.
Oh, isn't it that you have to go
Now
to
then,
like a
I must
lodging
excuse
cabin or
myself.
something? Oh,
Here
never
we
mind.
go.
If I may ask, where might you be heading?
Inform it.
To be frank, I am a bit curious about the victim's journal. I feel it'd be
What's
worth
up then?
investigating, and I'll get seasick
help
if I
you
just
later.
stand around. Could it be that you are intending to go into the adjacent room, the one connected in that air duct? Without a mystery, a great detective's existence is worthless and sorrowful. Rest assured, I grant you my word that the truth will become clear soon enough. Excuse me, would you mind if we joined you? Ah, that would be a tad difficult, you see. Huh? Why is that? Why are you even asking me? Just take a look at your hands. These handcuffs, huh? After all, you are the suspect of this murder at the moment, are you not? What do you mean by that? Please don't act like this doesn't concern you. You're the one who accused me in the first place. Oh, what are you talking about? I don't recall you ever muttering a single word implying you were the culprit.
Classic fucking Sherlock.
No. You did. It wasn't even that long ago. Now, aren't you a strange one? Just
69.
why would I say something like that? But Mr. Holmes, I'm rather certain you did. Huh? Really? That's queer. You really don't have the look of a criminal, after all. Even though he was looking right in my eyes when he accused me. Well, I suppose it's fine. This is this and that is that, as the saying goes. What do you mean? In other words, it's like this. The culprit should act like a culprit. Just roll up over and give up. Ha 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 ha. That was beyond cruel.
This stupid's gonna go and walk, take a sweet ass
Unbelievable.
time
That
walking.
great
And it's
detective
like,
just ran off laughing all the while. Come
What
down,
kind of
Naruto.
turning?
What are you just standing around for?
That's a
Yeah, I
plus.
think how they're running is
The two of us ought to
probably
check the
wrong.
cabin door next door as well, with all due haste, but look at me. I'm not really in any condition to talk. Kazuma left this final lead for us, even as you lay dying. Meanwhile, you just rather roll over and give up? Everyone is so mean to me. No, don't worry. That's normal.
Oh my god, this guy.
Your
like, does
ancestors are
not
gonna
know-
have.
You'll
Your
get
ancestors are
used to
gonna
it.
get used to it. Your ancestors have the same problem.
Would it be his descendants, not his ancestors?
Why
Descendants.
did
Sorry, descendants.
everything on the planet decide to attack like
In
right
any
when
case,
this
it
shows up?
seems that
Really?
there are still things worth investigating. Let's continue. Yes, let's. Even in this state, there must be something, still something. Blah 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 blah. It's just useless jibber jabber. Oh. I already read this.
GG. Oh my god, this guy doesn't know how to run.
Yeah.
It's quite the beautiful color, don't you think?
And of course, we have to go right.
Was it
through
from
it.
a Netsuke? Like those buttons that men used to hang from the kimonos? I think you're right. Did this belong to him? Was he hiding it without knowledge? Without anyone knowing? Aside from that,
Protect!
there are also some dark brownish red marks on the floor here.
Good.
Dark brownish red. That is an accurate description, but one problem remains. I don't see anything with the type of coloring that could make these marks.
Oh my god, we're just about there. Thank fuck. Escort missions suck.
Books. I'm not gonna read everything. My voice is starting to like deteriorate just from reading.
What,
Yeah.
David?
They get better if every time they happen later on.
No! The escort missions do not get better. There's no such thing as a good escort mission.
They get interesting. Kinda. But they eventually stop.
Oh, where's my Darkin?
Okay.
Oh, she put it back.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Let's kill the centaurs!
Oh, those are.
Oh! Ouch!
Yeah.
Did you happen to eat your meal on the floor? I'm not a pet dog. He vehemently refused to touch it last night. So he ate every last bite. So that means had lightly famished during the final night just before he perished. How pitiful. I suddenly have a stomachache. Stab after stab of sheer raw guilt. Justice. Cough, cough, Apollo Justice.
Right?
Ah, justice, my boy. As a certain someone says. No line of sight. I'll line your sight.
Ah, they're retreating.
Quick, teabag them. Eh,
Nice.
Good job, Jad.
Yay!
Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to talk to him.
That's
First-
Chad's weird
First
eye.
the Tamini, then Pontiff Sullivan,
Oh my god.
then
Zaitan!
actually no, that's all I care about. Is just Pontiff Sullivan.
Oh.
That's all. Hello, my name's Jad. Yes, you already told us your name.
Do not store any dangerous goods such as weapons or animals in the cabins.
Wow, he's covering off his. Wow. He's
Wow.
Like covering his
Either
faces.
way, you can still
Wow,
mark
that
me off
hurts.
as forbidden possession, I guess.
Okay,
That's
I just got burped to go get some chips.
Painful, jeez.
Like,
Is there
small
more I
amount of
can
chips.
investigate?
Maybe I'll just eat the. You know, no, I'm just gonna have this tomorrow.
What about the actual cabin? Oh no.
Oh, here. The storage compartment.
Mm.
It's quite the large trunk. It's more than the big box of memories for me now.
I don't know.
Memories I don't quite follow. To tell you the truth, we used the trunk to transport me aboard during the embarkment. Ah, that explains this warning label, do not turn upside down.
No, shame our waypoint.
Yeah, I should have known better than to think sailors would be able to read that. And so it's flipped on up over and thrown or tossed and flipped over again so many times. Smuggling a person isn't an easy thing to do, is it? And yet, it's still 1,000 times better than going up against a Susato toss.
Are you guys still in the same room?
Yeah.
It's Ace Attorney, bud.
Do you expect us to leave the first room?
I mean,
Oh, the door, I forgot. Had been bolted
Alright.
tightly from the inside of the cabin. It's just a small, simple bolt, but it'd be possible to break either out or in as long as we lashed it in place. Given the evidence, I don't blame her for doubting me.
I think I know where you're going. This way.
I can feel Sasato's glare burning into the back of my neck. Say, do you ever read mystery novels? This is the part where they use a needle and thread to bolt the door from the outside.
Jesus,
Ingenious
had
trick
a book.
indeed, yes. I do love reading mystery novels, but since all of the doors and general surroundings in this ship are made of iron, the trick wouldn't work here. Needles and threads can't cut through iron. Now her glare feels even more like needles digging to me. Huh? Look over there. It's that sailor. He wasn't there just a little while ago. That's exactly what I thought. If you have any questions. He might shout at me again, but I guess I could give it a shot. Oh. What's the matter? Nothing. It's just that sailor standing over there by the door. For some reason, I feel like I've seen him somewhere before.
yeah, this isn't gonna end well.
Oh boy.
Now that you mention it, he does look a bit familiar.
Hey, walk,
Hello,
don't
excuse
run.
me.
Is it gonna be Sherlock?
Yes, can I help you? Something. Oh!
Oh!
I've definitely recognized that face. There's that distinctive cough. There's no doubt. Why, if it isn't Detective Hosonaga? Oh, he doesn't have his thing anymore.
No.
It has been some time. Why are you in here in a place like this? I could ask you the same question. I was so astonished, but my heart stopped beating. Are you sure you didn't mean to say I thought my heart was going to stop beating? I've infiltrated this ship under special orders. Again? You really enjoy infiltrating, don't you? If it is within my power to do so, allow me to assist you in any way I can. The detective just might be
So is he gonna be
key
like our
to
gumshoe?
overturning this desired situation. I think he's our gumshoe.
I'm okay with this.
This guy, I like this guy.
I'm guessing it's gonna work, or I'm guessing it's gonna be both. Like either's gonna work anyway. But I like some good old-fashioned home invasion as much as the last guy.
Yay!
So, what are your special orders this time around? Moreover, why are you dressed like a sailor like that? Ah, let me guess. Confidential. I am terribly sorry. Huh? All of the fault for this incident lies squarely upon my shoulders. What do you mean, detective? My special orders were to guard Asogi. Oh boy. The arrangement was made by the Secretary Jigoku of the Ministry of Justice.
Alright, time to do some legal home invasion.
I was to protect him from possible assassins, so he might reach Britannia unharmed. Assassins? He wasn't that much of Jager? I do not know for sure, but what I do know is, currently there is much tension between the empires of the East and West. The secretary of the ministry told me to take every
Okay.
possible contingency into account.
What?
So I have good news for you, David.
How could this
Yes.
be?
I'm starting to enjoy this shit.
Yay!
Is it really possible Kazuma is
Oh
assassinated?
my god. This is the house?
No, it's not.
Like most escort missions, I wasn't able to publicly divulge my identity as a bodyguard.
Home invasion.
Instead, I was forced to board the ship under the
Listen,
guise
I know what
of
I'm
a sailor.
doing.
No, I'm trying to remember the quest
I see.
offhand, but you have a tracker anyways, so you're good.
I'm
From dawn
going
to
to
dusk, I
home
kept watch over
invasion.
Kosugi until he retired to his cabin each night.
Yay.
Home invasion.
And to think, during the few hours when I was not keeping my vigil, this happened.
It's like I'm playing Pokemon all over again. We're gonna walk into someone's houses. We're gonna talk to all of
And
their.
so, through my own complacency, I allowed him to
they're gonna
die.
give us
I have
no
failed my
useful
duty.
information whatsoever. Now we're gonna
I'm no
take
longer
all
worthy of showing my face to either of you. I am so sorry. Detective Hosonaga,
Hi, we want to break into your house.
might there be anything I can do to help you make amends for this
What?
catastrophic failure? If so,
Okay,
please tell me
overshot.
how I can be of service.
Wait, got this. Got this.
Right now, we're trying to investigate
There
Asogi's
we
death.
go.
I suspected as much. I assume that means you aren't actually the culprit
Search
then?
the premises.
Of course not!
I like the nice little painting they put
We'd
up,
like to
too.
move from the cabin next door and investigate
Oh
things
my god,
there
we
as
got
well.
like a security guard. I'm sure there's gonna be violence involved.
Are
in
you
this.
able to
Like,
grant me
there's
approval to leave this
Security
room?
guard, that's like the
So-
head of the Sarah.
Hold on, it's somewhere out there. What do you want?
I cannot. My apologies.
By order of Kieran,
Huh?
sir, they'll stand
At
down.
present,
Parcel
you
delivery,
are
got a
considered to
package
be a
here.
threat to the
With
other
staff, we go
passengers.
to investigation. We need access
If
to
you were to
premises.
attempt to leave this cabin for any reason,
I mean, this seems like
that
this
rowdy
seems
sailor would lift you
good,
up by the scuff of your neck and toss you
but
right back in.
Parcel delivery.
And all
seems
because they think I'm a stowaway who murdered one of my own
Jad.
countrymen.
So we're gonna go for parcel delivery.
Yay! Jed, the local mailman.
But there may
Jad's
be
a
one
man.
chance.
I'm a mailman.
Have you anything persuasive I could use to help you move about more freely?
There, we got some violence in here, boys.
What would be persuasive, detective? If I had something that could provide a reason for you to investigate the other cabin, then I would give my very life only to persuade the captain. But that seems a little... I can think of only one method that will work. Huh? What's that? The same method you used on me
You're gonna be
earlier.
break it.
You
This is home
presented evidence
invasion.
to support
I
the
know.
argument that you were
Great.
trying to make.
This is my favorite one of these
Presenting
two
evidence.
We're walking,
You
okay?
should already be familiar with it from
Yeah.
your time in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Just highlight the item you want, blah blah blah.
missions. Yeah, we could.
Now show him.
Look how fat he is.
It's not like we want to barge in there for no reason. Something must support our logic. Well,
You know,
there's
I'm gonna
nothing
go talk to
wrong
all
with
of the
presents.
servants and shit.
Okay.
Okay.
That
Alright,
doesn't.
so
oh, is that a
I just
gardener
realized I
thing?
didn't do this. I didn't do this to Sherlock earlier, but Jeff, you know what we must do in an Ace Attorney game?
What?
Always present the badge.
Well, yeah. We need.
Well-
we need to make sure that when we're playing, when we're doing Ace Attorney online, that we always give.
the attorney's badge is
Oh my
Is that's
god.
always should always be evidence.
Oh no, but well, I mean, we need to do this here too. Detective, would you like to happen to know anything about this? That's one of the legendary student badges from
Did I
the
search it?
university. Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it legendary though.
Open door.
Could it be you're working towards a degree from that institution? You're an entirely different level than me. I never even went on to higher education. You must understand, I have boundless respect for you. Excuse me, but could I have my badge back now, please? Well, I mean, let's present his journal. So this is a valid reason. It's Asogi's journal. Before he passed away, he left words. Perplexing in what way?
Hold on. I'm
In
gonna
this journal,
loot the rest of
he
the house.
wrote,
Give me-
I saw a speckled band at the air duct.
I'm gonna take this plant,
Do it.
Perplexing
shove
words
it in
indeed.
his hat. I'm good.
Do you have a
You just don't
basement or
understand
something?
the meaning of those
No,
words.
no
Oh.
basement.
But the curious thing is...
Oh, I want to check back here first.
Ah yes, the air duct, I presume. You live up to your title, detective. That air duct connects directly to the cabin next door. If we investigate the air duct, we might just figure out what the speckled band is. I suppose that's proof enough. Huh? At the moment, I must stay here inside this cabin until the ship reaches its next port. I must remain
it?
on watch at the crime scene.
There's just the
These
two
are
of
the
them
captain's
making love
orders.
in the garden?
Yeah.
Not even
Therefore, I have
fuck.
no other option but to leave the investigation to the
I
two
mean,
of you.
they're not, but like, you know.
Really?
Oh.
Well, I can't remove your handcuffs. You may move freely about in the first class area. But, are you sure it'll be alright? Do not worry. I will keep my promise. I'll put my life on the line to persuade the captain. In the end, I owe Sogi at least this much after my failure to protect him. Thank you very much, detective. I'll be off then.
Where is
You touch the move button.
Second floor.
Nice.
Okay.
We're moving rooms.
Yay! Good old fashioned home invasion.
Yay!
Ooh, interesting. There's a lot more detail for this now.
Oh, ooh.
This is Kazuma's room. Sigh. Let's begin by leaving the cabin first. Oh, she provides insight.
That's cool.
That's probably not good.
Finally, I'm out of that cabin. Still, I'm a little surprised. The corridor out here is narrower than you'd expect, don't you think? It is, isn't it?
Firestorm!
Kazuma was an exchange student sent out by the Japanese government. He was given one of the finest rooms aboard, a first-class cabin. If you're wondering, my third-class cabin is about half the size of Kazuma's. That's a pretty cruel treatment you're getting there. Oh, take a look over there. There's an incredibly strong-looking sailor sitting on guard. That door connects to the second-class cabins. I would think that sailor is on watch to prevent suspicious individuals from passing. Suspicious individuals? In other words, people like me. Ooh, interesting. Okay. I cannot help but notice that, though we've been aboard for half the month. Your eyes shine as though you're seeing this all for the very first time. That's because I am. After all, I was a stowaway. I was packed up in the Sugi's truck there during the embarkment. Since then, I've been crammed into that wardrobe up until today. That must have been truly terrible indeed. Don't look at me like that, please. Are you
Guess we'll talk to
serious?
the sailor?
Are you serious? I have to examine this. Here it is. This is the cabin adjacent. And that air duct was where Kazuma saw the speckled band, apparently. We still may, but let's try to talk to whoever is inside. Oh!
Ah, damn it.
I had a feeling about that. Oh boy.
Yeah,
He says nothing, but his eyes cry out, "Do not
Yay.
open." Oh, sorry. Let me say this in Russian. Do not open. Oh, that's not Russian enough.
Do not open! Yeah!
I mean, that sounds about right. He's alright. He's Arnold. Sometimes I speak louder than
tell
words.
you to not
suppose.
open the door. Yeah.
Well, I would wager that we wouldn't be able to visit the cabin anytime in the near future. Yeah, this is inconvenient. Oh, might as well explore other stuff.
What's up? Fit on the ground.
I don't know. It is an emergency alarm. Please, do not touch it. Emergency alarm? Look right here. There is a notice. Please press button only in case of emergency. The button sends an alarm to the entire ship, signaling the engines to temporarily stop. Makes the engines stop? Maybe. What are you doing? Get away from that! What? How is this happening right? How is what's happening to me right now not an emergency? That clearly isn't the kind of emergency they mean. Oh, her pose though.
Ooh,
Push the
sassy.
button and cause panic. We'd have a real emergency in our hands.
Why are you taller than me?
I wish I could just stop everything happening
God.
to me right now.
Jed's so skinny.
And
Please
small.
don't
I know.
inconvenience an entire
man.
ship of people just because you're upset.
There you are.
What's this over here?
Oh, I overshot it. That's fine.
This is a trap they used to capture rodents. Oh,
Oh,
hey,
it's a mousetrap.
I've seen these in
Go up
Japan
there.
too. This one looks like it uses bait and sticky
Wait.
substance that I've never seen before, though.
Is it
Let's
up in
see. The bait is a food called cheese, a Western staple from
promenade?
fermented milk.
Center of the
Cheese?
city?
I wonder what that tastes
Wait
like.
for it.
I see
Found
that
it!
curious look. Don't try to eat it, or you'll only get your fingers pinched. Aw, guess I should just give up. Were you actually planning to eat it? Oh, yeah. All I ever got to eat was Asogi's leftovers, after all. I was always jammed in that wardrobe with an empty stomach. I'll give you some snacks I brought later on. Well, I have no choice. We have to explore everything. It's a diagram of the
Indeed.
ship. Yes, that's up.
Continue this
out there.
way.
Yay!
Yeah, I
Three-deck
get
structure
to
with
be
so
Ace
many
Attorney.
cabins. Might call this a technological marvel. That's what they said about the Titanic, and look what happened. Actually, I've always wondered, how does such a gigantic hunk of steel manage to float in the ocean without
It's
sinking?
upstairs, silly.
It's actually rather simple if you think about it. Huh?
Oh.
Well, think about it. Think about the islands of Japan. What about them?
Silly Jaffa Doodle Doo.
Even a massive hunk of land like the island floats without effort. So if you're not surprised by
Oh,
the
shit.
islands float, then why
This
be
is a
surprised
thing.
that the ships do? Oh, I see. That's a pretty good point. To be fair, you could say the same things about continents, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
I can see an old, oversized ledger book in a
I
pen.
mean,
on the
something's
desk
gonna go
over
horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's some
something's
kind of
gonna go
logbook.
horribly
Well, shall we take a look inside then?
I'm about to get declared as like guilty.
wrong.
Wow, everything about this voyage is
you wait.
detailed in such beautiful writing. Yeah, I never thought these old sea dogs could actually write well. I even complimented him. He still refused to acknowledge it. I think maybe referring to him as an old sea dog wasn't the best choice of words. Oh, this is odd. It looks like the page for last night is almost completely blank. So in other words, the crew members noticed nothing out of the ordinary last night. Alright, well, I don't think we have a choice. We gotta talk to him.
Are you
Excuse
interested
me.
in a licorice tea?
1 second. What?
Are you interested in a licorice tea?
Sure.
Um,
I shall be right back, Andrew. I'm getting tea.
Right, let's do this shit. I'm sure this will go.
Alright, we are like,
Sort of okay.
oh god, we're like an hour into this interviews.
Shit.
Alright,
But I actually have to participate in this.
I mean, keep in
Alright.
mind, this is Ace Attorney, so I'm not surprised overly.
Yeah. All right. I'm taking a quick 5-minute break to go bathroom tea.
Alright then, it looks like we'll be taking a break. I will be taking a break as well. I might as well. So, that being said, I'll be right back. Or we'll be right back after these messages. Alright.
Willkommen zu mein... Something.
You have no idea.
Oh,
what
hey,
you
change
just...
the screen layout.
Yeah, I feel like up to down wasn't really working, so I decided to do side to side.
Oh no, honestly, that actually does good right now. So
It looks much better this way.
good call.
Yeah. Okay. Excuse me, can I have a moment? Hey, Joff, you want to voice the sailor?
Not really.
Alright, fine, I'll do this. I'll do this my own way. Oh, look, he's a stowaway state murderer. Well, that was a nice way for him to crush my spirits right off the bat. If he won't talk to you, perhaps he'd be willing to speak with me. Good morning, sir. May I ask you a few questions? Oh, look! He's the cheap servant girl that was stuffed in the third-class cabin with all the foreigners. I see I am a target for his abuse as well.
Such a nice, friendly sailor.
Sounds like this sailor didn't wake up on the right side of the bunk today, huh? Stop calling me sailor.
Okay, I'll do voicing for you. Why not? I am senior. I am senior crewman Mitro Stroganov.
Even though he clearly hates us, I guess we should still try to speak with him. Alright. Mr. Stroganoff, can you tell me more about the first class area?
Where have I heard the word Stroganoff before? This is where highest class
Probably
cabins.
beef stroganoff is where you've heard it.
Oh, okay. Corridor connects to each of them.
Side note, beef
Highest
stroganoff is
class?
absolutely
Could
delicious.
you tell us more?
Niet. Oh, wow. It's not niet.
He's not
Only
yet.
certain people use rooms. Public figures, kings traveling, and secret rich people. Important people, like not you. So here I am as guard.
Kings? That's really impressive.
But Stowaway hides in one of these cabins on my watch. If I could, I would throw you into ocean right now and rest easy. Luckily for you, it is above my pay grade.
Please forgive me. If I may ask a question, is anyone currently staying in the cabin next to Kazuma Asagi's?
You may have to take over.
Nah.
I'll just have Kyle do Russian accent. It'll be fine.
Wait,
Sasato,
why am I doing the Russian accent?
what was
I
that
don't
just
know, 'cause I
now?
don't feel like it.
It sounded like a da to me. It means yes in Russian, or maybe it means no?
Niet.
So one of those two, I guess. So you're not doing it now? You're just dropping off the roll right now?
Yeah, I'm no longer gonna be beef stroganoff.
What?
Alright, fine. Gonna let you visit other
Just
passenger
do
room.
Arnold voice.
Just because you don't.
Not
Chris-
let you visit other passengers' rooms just because you want to. Yeah.
That means the cabin next door isn't empty. There must be a passenger inside. Interesting. So, can you tell us anything about the passenger who was staying in the cabin next to us? Name is Grimsby Royalot.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah,
upstanding.
at the end of everything.
Sorry, let me redo this whole line again. Name is Grimsby Royalot. He is upstanding old gentleman from the west.
Yeah.
A gentleman from the west, huh? Not bother him with pesky questions. He is knowing nothing about student murder. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you able to assert that so confidently? Mr. Grimsby Royalot is a respectable Western man. Why would he care about the lonely Asian children?
So Jason needed more reasons why this game probably didn't get localized.
Yeah, holy
Harsh
shit.
words.
There's like a lot of borderline racism going on here.
By the way, when did Mr. Royalot board the ship? You are not needing that information.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, from the very start of the voyage, right up until this conversation, I've never seen or heard so much as a single hint of that cabin being occupied.
Yeah.
If the gentleman you speak of is staying in first class cabin, that would mean he must be a very important person indeed. Is that correct? You are not needing that information. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, fine. Mr. Stroganoff, have you been on watch here for the entire voyage so far?
Yeah.
Yes, I am keeping suspicious people like you from running around the ship. Excuse me, but do you know anything about the incident last night? It's very sad what happened to the student.
There's not even to the student.
Shut up. Going by what you just said, you must have been standing guard here last night too, right?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Then during that time, did you see anything out of the ordinary?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I saw my muscles flexing. Yeah.
Yet.
Ooh.
That's niet.
Yet. Susato? From the sound of it, I think he said Niet. Everything was normal last night. Nothing unusual.
Yeah.
What about any odd noises or anyone looks suspicious?
Let me guess.
Looking that way.
Niet.
No. Everything was normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
Yeah.
I said,
Everything was. Use your niet.
yeah.
Everything was normal. Niet.
Yeah.
Niet.
So sorry. I wonder though, was it just me or did Mr. Stroganoff glance away for a second there?
Yeah.
Oh, he totally did.
Oh, is this a new thing? It's time to end this little chat. Huh?
Yeah.
I must make a routine report to Captain. You should return to your cabin as well. Alright. Door to second class cabin is firmly locked and secured. Do not bother trying to escape. It's not possible. Yeah. I understand.
That is not possible to unlock.
Let's
Yeah.
investigate to our heart's content. Absolutely.
Mr. Stroganoff gonna go and they do the things, you know? Yeah. Oh my god, if
Here
it's
it
like
is. This is
it's
the
like some-
color distance. Excuse me,
Yeah.
sorry. Alright. Knock, knock, knock.
Yes, hello?
They didn't answer.
You reached the house, motherfucker.
I don't think we're gonna be able to ask any questions about the room right now. Yeah, this is inconvenient.
Mm.
Aye! What was that voice just now? It came from inside this cabin. That could only be the tearful, innocent scream of a maiden in distress. Out of the way, you lot! I shall
Oh,
kick
no,
down
it's
the
him.
door of poor taste. Mr. Holmes! Right now, I am absolutely brimming in the intense desire to kick this door down.
So kick it down!
Back.
Please stay
Yay.
stay your leg for just a moment. This door appears to be unlocked. Seriously? Well then, where exactly am I supposed to vent this urge to kick something?
Kick
That
Naruto.
aside, let's go inside. This is an emergency. There's no time to waste.
Someone is dead. Uh-oh, someone is dead. Oh, shit!
What do you want from me?
Oh, he's
That
Russian.
Western gentleman
holding
appears to be
scissors.
Russian.
No, he's Aristotskin!
No, he's Russian. He's
No,
Russian.
he's from Aristotska. He's Inspector.
Excuse me, we just heard what sounded like a young woman's scream coming from this room.
Yeah.
Scream! Stop your silly talk. As you can see, I am only one in cabin. No one else. He's right. This old guy is the only person here.
You know what? That
What
guy's gonna
on
be known.
earth was
That
that
guy's
scream
from now
there?
on. That guy's gonna be known as Georgie.
It kind of does look like Georgie. Leave now, all of you. No!
You not have papers. I detain you.
Pardon me, Mr. Grimsley Royalt, I presume? Yes, I am Royalt. Who are you? Sherlock Holmes, the one and only. Surely your reputation precedes me? Never heard of him. I am the Great Detective. My name adorns my magazine covers all across the British Empire.
And his ego adorns the rest
And
of the planet.
so, I am certainly no manner of suspicious individual, as you can see. He's using that magazine like some kind of business card. Detective? Even more suspicious.
You have no papers. I detain you.
We are certain that we heard a scream originating from this very room. It is readily apparent that no one else is hidden within your wardrobe. Therefore, if it is not too much of a bother, may I open the small trunk over there? Stop the silliness! This trunk is very, very small. You think there's a person inside?
Who left?
Well, if recent trends may indicate anything, panicking people into luggage is quite popular. Please stop looking at me.
God damn it, Sherlock.
Nanda.
What the freak? It's moving.
Huh! Did you just see that? No. Yes, I think it did.
It's
The
gonna
trunk
be either a
moved,
cat.
didn't it?
It's gonna be like a cat or a dog.
Or a mouse.
All of you, live now. If you do not, I call the sailors. Grimsy Roloth. He stayed in the cabin directly next to us. This Russian man has to be hiding something. Yes, my thoughts exactly. We must find some sort of lead before that sailor returns. No, I don't think we can. What the f-
Why?
Excuse me, Mr. Sherlock Holmes? Please, just Mr. Holmes is fine. That's not any less formal. Mr. Holmes, what are you doing in there, anyway?
How about Mr. Inflated Ego?
Oh, not much, just making myself at home.
I mean, have you never read actual Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah, that's true. At
It's
home?
been a while since I have.
I'm just passing time, imagining how it must have felt to be crammed in here. Waiting for the moment when the two of you beseech the aid of a great detective. What? Well now, it would seem that the time has finally come. Am I mistaken? Well...
God, my connection's being really finicky right now.
He's certainly not wrong. Now, look over there. That Russian gentleman, Mr. Royal, is clearly hiding something. And what would be the best countermeasure against a Russian who's hiding something?
Too hot.
The answer, of course, would be tackling.
Vodka.
The truth.
Oh. Vodka or tackling, I would have
Doesn't
gone
apply
for.
to Russians alone. Right. But I wonder what that Russian man would do if his hidden secret were to be exposed. Wouldn't it be interesting to find out? Wouldn't it be interesting to find out? I'd love to, Mr. Holmes. Oh. Allow me to show you something intriguing. Wait, is this what I think it is? Something only a great detective can do. A great detective's great deduction!
Ooh.
Oh, is this the deduction mode now? I think we've entered deduction mode.
Wait, what?
I've seen footage of this.
I know nothing about this, and this is new. For me, anyways.
I know. As you can see, we clearly have it here. Yeah. As you can clearly see, here we have a classic suspicious looking Russian.
What the fuck?
What? Sometimes I wonder to myself, are suspicious people inherently Russian? Or are Russian people inherently suspicious?
Oof.
I can see why this game was not ported.
I mean, that should have been plainly obvious once we got,
The racism out of the way.
Yeah, the British
there's
chick.
not
Holy
one
fuck.
witness in, the first case. Should have
Yeah.
been plainly obvious, like, why this wasn't localized.
Yeah. I don't think either one is the case.
Russian men
And
are
if I
suspicious.
may add, Mr.
Sherlock
Holmes,
Holmes 2019.
no matter how much the beard and the dark glasses might seem to suggest it, I'm not sure they're grounds enough to outright label someone as suspicious. No, shh. Quiet now. Why you look at me like this? I see. Yes, I understand now. What? At last, the truth becomes clear to me. There is no room for doubt.
What the fuck?
Now then, Mr. Rowlett, I have arrived at two conclusions. What do you mean? First, conclusion number 1. Your true identity... Simply put, you are a villain.
What?
You were just about to cut short something very important to you using those scissors. Am I mistaken? Oh!
Interesting.
On to conclusion number 2. At this very moment, you must have been caught red-handed in the midst of the nefarious deed. Sorry, I accidentally skipped that. By now, you must be shaking under that beard, panicking over if you've already been found out. Am I mistaken? Here it comes, Naruto! One of Mr. Roll's great deductions.
God, what is with my
Great.
connection right now? It
Deductions?
was fine up until like a half hour ago.
Well, it's the remember, it's the sound cutting out also in the background.
Yeah,
Sounds
well,
not
no,
that
but
great.
the thing is, like, when the mics and everything cut out, so is the video as well.
Weird.
That's why I keep leaving and re-entering.
With only one look at the person, he can learn almost everything about them. How in the world? No way, that's impossible!
I don't trust
The
him. And
Adventures
he's
of Sherlock Holmes. I've read that book countless times. I can't believe I'm about to hear one of his great deductions firsthand. Oh, Julie, this is a dream. This is like a dream come true.
Oh, she's so happy.
okay.
I-
I'm gonna head to bed. So
I
I'll talk to you
can't
guys
believe it.
tomorrow.
Bye.
Have a good night.
I can't believe it. Mr. Roylott just turned white as a sheet. Somehow it looks like those two conclusions hit the mark. Who How could you possibly know that? Is that what you're about to say? Very well. It's time for all to be revealed. How indeed did this great detective before you arrived at these two conclusions? Come along now,
Deduction.
shall we embark together upon a journey of deduction? What I mean to say is that I'm asking you to tag along with my reasoning. It's great reasoning time. Hey, deduction
Hey.
start!
Ooh.
The game is afoot.
Oh, that's a nice tagline.
Topic 1, conclusion.
That's a very nice tagline.
Identity. Now this is what I meant as. Now this is the interesting part of this game. Behold, Mr. Roylott, the mysterious Russian. First, let your eyes be drawn towards this. I'm sorry, it looks a bit slower on this end, but this oversized pair of scissors sticking out like a sore thumb. What the? I saw that. Now, just what in the devil were you planning to do with those? With just a little observation, the answer becomes obvious. You intend to cut off your splendid beard with those scissors.
Oh, hold on. Am I back?
Yeah. Continuing
good.
on. Damn, look at this guy. Now then.
Oh, that's
Why would you
spotlight,
have such an urgent need to cut that magnificent beard? That too is quite obvious, and I have the evidence to back it up. Sorry, the game is actually starting to slow down a bit. Have a look at this morning's newspaper. It contains a rather intriguing article. In fact, it appears that you too have seen the article of which I speak. I keep seeing these, but I want to click on them. Surely you must understand by now. The article inside reveals your true identity. The newspaper is revolutionary article. Revolution Dmitry Glansky fees Russia, blah blah blah, you know the article. As you can see, the picture clearly depicts that eye-catching beard of yours. I apologize for the sound. Having seen the article, you planned to cut off your beard before the crew found you out. However, since you have yet to do so, your true identity remains clear. You are none other than the frightful revolutionary Dmitry Demogluski. Though, with that said, I can't say I've ever heard of you. Ooh. Defected revolutionary. Topic 2. The crime. Next, we have my second deduction. It seems to me we have caught you in the act of committing a terrible crime. Now, as for the proof of that crime... Aha, it's right over there, is it not? As I expected, it appears that you have shown your hand, Mr. Royals. When people are taken by surprise, they tend to reflexively shift their gaze. It is a classic tell, more equivalent and powerful than the mere words could ever convey. Yes, our answer lies directly in your line of sight, so carelessly directed. I wonder, hold on a sec. Could I actually, like, maybe make the graphics of... Can I actually, like, enable hardware renderer? Anyway, whatever, it's done. Yes, your answer lies directly in your line of sight, so carelessly detected. The proof of your crime? Elementary. It's that trunk! I think it's about time that you opened this trunk and showed us what's inside, No. Sorry. No, I'm refusing. Exactly what do you have hiding in there? From what I can see, were you to apply enough force, I think you'd be able to fit a small girl inside. That is way too small for anyone to fit in there. The silly.
Fit a small what?
A young girl fitting in that suitcase, in that trunk. Just who might she be? Oh. Ah, good grief. You're not much of a criminal, are you? Your line of sight betrayed your secrets so easily. Just now, without a second thought, you took a glance at our answer. The reason why you can't open that trunk can again be found in the newspaper. In truth, it seems that there is yet another intriguing article published in these pages. Sherlock, I would appreciate if you didn't interrupt the image, because then you slow down the game suddenly. Now, please leave it like this. This makes it a lot better. There's only one logical conclusion. The crime you are in very midst of committing is abduction! According to the article, the girl's name is Nikolina Borshevich, or something. Or something. The crime. Conclusion. Kidnapping. Ballerina. And there you have it. The great deductions of the Sherlock Holmes have been revealed.
That was certainly different.
Naruto. Susato? Is this really a great deduction? I think so. I read all about them in his book. Though his great deductions just now were a little different than usual. Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Holmes. Could you come over here for a moment? What can I do for you? If they're really gonna make this game on, if they really make an Ace Attorney game on the Switch, I would appreciate it if I had the ability to like move around the entire room instead of just having images.
Sweet.
That'd be very nice. I wanted to ask you about your reasoning there. Yes, by all means. What's on your mind? Well, let me start with this newspaper. I didn't think I'd have to repeat myself, but here we are. These two men's faces are not alike, they're completely different! I didn't expect you to repeat myself either, but here we are. Indeed. We're dealing with a revolutionary. Who's to say he didn't revolutionize his own face? At the very least, I suppose he looks more like the picture than you do. No. That's not the point! And besides that, there's something else! That's that bit about the abduction. Ah, yes, truly a shocking turn of events, isn't it?
Except I'm pretty sure that trunk's a little too small.
I'm pretty sure, at first glance, I wouldn't have think that girl could fit inside that trunk.
Good night!
Actually, it's worse than that. It's clearly way too small to fit a person inside at all. You'd barely be able to close it, even if you stuffed as much as a 5-year-old inside. In that case, could the missing ballerina be a 5-year-old? Oh, didn't you know? She's actually 15. No, Mr. Holmes. I had no idea. Oh, so this is where sarcasm comes in.
Lovely.
So if she's 15, then roughly 10 years ought to be sticking out of that trunk. There's something I once heard somewhere a long time ago. In order to make their bodies more limber, some ballerinas would drink vinegar every day.
I don't think that's gonna help fit in a trunk.
That's really gross, also. Vinegar? Really? Even he doesn't believe this. Indeed, with a body ripened by vinegar, fitting into a box like that should be no trouble at all.
I sincerely doubt that.
I think you're mixing up acrobats and ballerina dancers. This is such a mess. No. About Mr. Holmes' reasoning just now. I think his observations are right on the mark, at least in the foundations of what happened. It's just that the focal points and logic are just a little bit off. A little bit? Completely off, I'd say. If we take the most important key words from his reasoning and just discreetly replace them with a few of them, and discreetly replace a few of them here and there, we might just figure this out. So, take key words from his deductions and replace them? Yes. Discreetly, mind you. If we can do that, then surely Mr. Holmes' great deductions will truly come to light. So, this is essentially the Magatama without the Magatama.
Interesting.
Indubitably! That's exactly what I was thinking. Wow, this great detective is a real piece of work. Well, it seems that you've gotten your work cut out for you, thanks to me. You sure are laughing loudly enough about it. Oh, as for you, I almost forgot. Me? What is it? Take a look at your hands. My hands? Nanda.
What?
Ah! The handcuffs are gone.
Nani the what?
What? This is... How did... I thought those cuffs might get in the way of your deductions, so I got them off in jiffy. Huh? Amazing! I expect no less from the great detective Sherlock Holmes. He can't think, but he can break handcuffs.
Interesting.
There's no need to be worried. I'll put them back on once we're finished here. No, that's okay. You can leave them off. Now, why don't we give this another go? Come on. Come one and all to Sherlock Holmes' Theater of Logic and Reason. Review start. Hold it, Mr. Holmes. Identity. So now apparently what we're doing now, we're not reviewing what he says. Says he, behold, Mr. So I'm not gonna say all of this again. Oh. Hold on, I probably shouldn't have skipped that. Ah. Oh! So apparently if you slow down, it will stop. It will actually stop the thing.
Ooh.
And
Was
they'll
there actually like a
think-
slow down? Was there actually a button for that, or?
No, I think
But-
it was automatic randomly.
Okay, interesting.
Are those the kind of scissors you'd cut with a beard? I don't have any intentions of ever growing a beard like that, so I don't really know. I think Mr. Rolla isn't so sure himself. In other words, this part of the deduction seems a little off. In that case, Naruto, let's try replacing it with something else. Sounds good to me, but how should we go about doing that? First, let's stop and take a good look at Mr. Rolla himself. Was it really the beard that he wanted to cut off? There you go, that's a good question. Next, look for an answer. When I find it, then the rest is in your hands. What exactly is she telling me to do? Okay, I'll give it a try. Time to replace this logic. What was Mr. Rolla really going to cut off with those scissors? Ooh. Oh, ooh, this is interesting.
Ooh.
What was he trying to cut off? Ooh.
What the shit?
Sir! Pretty hair. Oh, look at that. This is so
Oh,
cool.
that's cool.
Oh, he comes in and then he takes over.
That's
You
great.
intended to cut off your pretty hair with those scissors. Indubitably, that is what I meant to say. Such a beautiful golden locks can possibly belong to an old man. You're actually a woman, aren't you? And judging from your hair sheen, you're clearly a young girl at that. If only I had the chance to cut my hair, then I would not be found out. That is actually really cool. Now then, why would you have your hair in such an urgent need to cut that beautiful hair? That too is quite obvious, and I have the evidence to back it up. Surely you must understand by now. This article reveals your true identity. The newspaper's revolutionary article. Oh, the game just like... Oh, okay, I can actually... Okay,
What?
so apparently every time the character actually makes a note, like a mental note of like what's going on, they're like when they're confused, I can actually just tap to interrupt and go into thinking,
Ooh, interesting.
which is actually very cool. Okay. Wow, I sure wasn't expecting that. I can't believe that old man was actually a little girl this entire time. But what is it? Why are you staring at me? Well, it was definitely shocking, but what's even more surprising to me is how much you seem to enjoy this kind of thing. Huh? Despite your situation, you still ended up jumping around in glee. And who was jumping around? And just who was jumping around in glee? Not me. It was just that I was only fine. I'll leave it at that. Anyway, look at this. Think back to Mr. Holmes's logic earlier. That evidence he brought up seems a little strange now, doesn't it? It does. If only Mr. Rolla was really a woman, then that means the article about the revolution isn't really related to the case anymore. And because of that, the flow of logic has changed its course entirely. What does that mean for us? We should replace this evidence so that it matches the flow of logic. For some reason, that girl needed to hide her true identity. And I feel like I've heard something about that. Understood, I'll give it a shot. Sir! Ballerina. Oh my god, he came in again. This article reveals her true identity. The newspaper's missing ballerina article. Indubitably, without a doubt, this must be it. Beautiful flower of the blah 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 blah. Ooh, look at that. Look at those movements. I do believe that we are finally able to call you by your real name. Your true identity is the ballerina from the Novovich Ballet Company. Nikonoma Borshevitz. Eek! Oh boy. Oh. Oh.
He's fake beard.
His fake beard. His fake
He's
glasses.
fake hat. He's fake everything.
Is a girl. So I have to change my voice. I can't use Aristotle's voice anymore. It is as you say. My real name is Nico. Nico Boshevich.
Nico.
Please tell no one.
Wow, I feel like wow, I can't believe I just did that.
Defected ballerina. Ding ding! Solved.
We have a winner.
Alright, topic number 2, the crime. Ooh, but then this would change though, this logic.
Oh yeah, this changes a lot.
Next, we have my second deduction. Seems to me that we have caught you in the act of committing a terrible crime. Now, as for the proof of that crime, aha! It's right over there, is it not? Okay, no, actually nothing. It's just her noticing stuff. So when this question comes up, it's actually a questioning of logic. Okay. It's a classic tell, more eloquent and powerful than man, blah blah. No, I pause. So when the line of logic actually changes, you can actually interrupt that question that logic. That's why it's called deduction and review. Is that you're guessing what the hell it is, but then you're also questioning it and then revising your deductions. Okay, that's really cool. Why isn't this in the mainstream games? I actually like this idea.
I mean, who knows? It could come back.
If that girl's actually the ballerina.
Because if I recall, well, actually, did this come up before or after Spirit of Justice?
No, this was before Spirit of Justice.
No, interesting.
And then the sequel to this game came out after Spirit of Justice. Then there's obviously no way she's packed up in that trunk right now. Right. In fact, the idea that she's abducted at all is now disputable. And what exactly is this girl actual crime? Looks like I have to take the stage again. No, you're certainly enjoying this, are you? Jumping around a room and joining Mr. Holmes in his theatrics must be so thrilling. Please stop teasing me.
It's pretty fancy, I'll give him that.
Anyway, some other evidence that reveals her true crime must be here somewhere. So it's not the trunk itself. Maybe we're not looking properly? Ah. The tiara.
That seems like a bit of an oversight.
He didn't change his angle of viewing.
No.
The proof of your crime. Elementary. It's that tiara. This must be the tiara used on stage by Novovich Ballet Company, right? Sherlock, I would appreciate if you didn't interrupt my scenes because that actually slows the game significantly. It bears a striking resemblance to the one you can see in the news article. According to the article, this tiara is valued at 20,000 rubles. In other words, that would make the nature of your crime grand larceny. You pilfered the tiara from the ballet school you remember of Quincy.
She absolutely did.
Is there more to this? Gotta say, these animations are very smooth.
Yeah, like this entire sequence is really well done.
I am all alone. No allies, no friends. I am needing money to survive. I guess I'm doing this voice now. But I did not steal the tiara. That is not true. A Prussian earl gave it to me. It belongs to me now. A 15-year-old girl seeking an asylum of all on her own. I can't imagine how scared and alone she must feel. Are you happy? I have told you everything. Wait, there's more to this. No, not yet. Huh? There's still another mystery left to unravel. I do not understand. I don't know why I'm doing these voices, but whatever. obstinately refused my request to have that trunk opened and examined. Surely you must have some form of important reason to do so. Oh, here's another problem logic. I think there's another wrong logic. I must keep the secret from this man, you think to yourself. But it is futile. I already have found a way to inferior the contents of this trunk, you see? Ah, good grief. You're not much of a criminal, are you? The line of sight betrayed your secret so easily. Yes, the answer, blah blah blah. You already said this. Hold on, give me a sec. The reason you can't allow us to open the trunk is written in the books on the shelf. Mr. Holmes' deductions has totally changed from what he was saying before. I assumed he must have changed directions to take our new deductions into account. Even so, he just blurted out the thing that must... He just blurted out the books on the shelf. That's nothing more than a random guess. It's painfully obvious. I wonder if that's really the case. I mean, no matter what her reason is for refusing our access to the trunk, how could it possibly be written in those books? It's too convenient. You may be right, but Nikoma did unmistakably steal a glance at that general direction. So you're saying that the reason she refuses to open the trunk lies somewhere within her line of sight this time? Right. We need to make the same assumption this time around. Why won't she open blah 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 blah? Okay. Oh.
Okay, interesting. Oh, I know what it is. It's the notice board. Because remember, it was no danger. It was no weapons and no animals.
Oh right. So you think she's actually hiding an animal?
I actually could, well, because we saw it move earlier, right?
You're right. That's not far fetched.
So there's something in there.
Sir. Notice. Oh, let's have him butt in now. The reason you can't allow us to open the trunk is written on the notice. Do not store any dangerous things, such as weapons or animals, in the cabins. Something inside that trunk is prohibited on this ship. Because of this, you cannot risk opening the trunk and allowing us to examine its contents. Ah. Oh, see, it moved again. Earlier, we noticed that the trunk moved from its own. If you had a weapon hidden in there, that would have explained the trunk's movement. And so, the only one possibility remains, Miss Nikinoma, inside that trunk. Alright, show us. Oh, look at that pose! You're harboring other things that can't be kept in the cabins. An animal!
That was fancy.
That was fancy as hell. Eek! I don't know why I'm doing this. Whatever.
Haha.
So wait, is this like our mini trial? Smuggled animal. Complete. Solved. Deduction complete. Elementary. Man, that was satisfying to do. That's even more fun than doing the... That's like way better than everything else we get to do in the games, honestly. So, you're actually... Grimsy Royalot is not my real name. It is Nikoma Borshevich, just as you say. You disappeared from the ballet school mid-performance in order to flee Russia. And last night, you stealthily made your way aboard this ship. Stealthily? Yes, this Eclair is a colossal steamship. Is it even possible to board this ship without anyone noticing? You hastily disguised yourself as an old man in the hopes of hiding your true identity. You decided to chop off that long blonde hair of yours, along with the rest of your past. However, a woman's hair is her crowning glory. It is precious enough to be considered her life. If it were me, I would have refused to cut it off and struggled to find another way. But if that's the case, then what was that distressed cry we heard all coming from this cabin? Why, the distressed yet beautiful bell-like peal of this lovely lady's cries, naturally. That was one loud bell, then. I escaped from Shanghai. In fear, I know they searched for me. I put on disguise so no one can find me. And you ended up talking the role of a fairly suspicious old man, I see. After I put beard on hat, I saw newspaper. Inside was my picture. I was so scared. I shouted without thinking. If I do not do more to change my appearance, they will find me. I need to cut off hair, so I grabbed scissors. And it was precisely at that moment that we entered the cabin. I suppose the circumstances like these really do happen every once in a while. Indubitably, such is the current situation. This was all a lot more confusing than it needed to be. Excuse me, Nikohoma, but there's one last thing I would like to ask. Just what is that you've been hiding in your trunk? Inside, my precious friend hides. Please, please keep a secret from Captain, sailors, everyone! Well, I suppose that's fine. However, only if you speak to us about the events that had transpired last night. Understood? Yes, I am talking. So what do you think, Naruto? We were able to witness the great deductions of the Sherlock Holmes first hands. To be perfectly honest, I think that I'm still a little confused over which part of this is the great deduction. At any rate, at least we can hear from what Nikohoma has to say now. That's amazing. That's right! It certainly is quite amazing. Ah, that's right. I almost forgot about you. Yes? What is it? Take a look at your hands again. My hands?
Oh, he's got the cuffs, isn't he? God damn it.
Ah! The handcuffs! They're back on again. What? This... How?
How the hell?
As promised, I put them right back on where they belonged in a jiffy. When did he even do that? The suspicions cast upon you are not yet been considered cleared, after all. We don't have much choice in this matter. I hope you understand. I suppose, do we really not? At any rate, we ought to listen to what Nikomina has to say. Personally speaking, I am curious about this mysterious speckled land that Kazuma witnessed. Okay, well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to end it here. Because I think that's far enough, because it's been 2 hours since I've been playing this game, and I only...
Yeah.
So, that is the end of tonight's stream. That is the end of the said stream that we have. So,
No, this is getting really good.
This is getting real good. So, yeah, that's it, I guess. I know for a fact that there were sound issues. That's because of the emulator itself. The game is not fully stable on Citra, unfortunately. Nor is the frame rate. But the frame rate's enough where it's playable for me. But the sound will cut off every so often. That's just the limitations of the emulator itself. So you're gonna have to forgive me for that, because that's beyond my control. More or less. So yeah, that is the end of the stream tonight. Thank you for watching. And I think who else was in this chat? I think it was just you and me, right? Oh, wait, no. I forgot David was in this chat. I forgot David was part of this chat. I am sorry, David.
It's okay, I was being quiet the entire time.
Well, it's okay. He was playing. He was quietly playing Fortnite in the background.
I know I wasn't.
I can literally see her playing Fortnite right now on Discord.
Oh, it's updating, but playing did.
Anyway, that is the end of tonight's stream. Thank you for watching. Come back, I think maybe Monday. I don't know Monday because
We'll see.
We'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching.
We'll get there when we get there.
Yes, we'll get there when we get there. Bye.